Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Motivational Ash. For those of you that don't know me, for those of you that do, thank you for joining again and taking the time to hear me out. So today's title is going to be God is with you no matter what you are going through. No matter your circumstances, no matter your situation, God is there with you in the midst of everything that you are going through. No matter your problems, He is there. There is nothing that the Lord does not know that you are going through, and He is there on your side. And earlier I put out a video on IG. For those of you that don't follow me on IG, you can go ahead and go to my IG. It's a Motivational Ash, and follow if you be interested in encouragement and upliftment, where I encourage others and inspire. And I had made a video where I was telling people basically what I just spoke about, that God is with you no matter what you are going through, no matter your circumstances, your problems, your situations. He is there in the midst of it. Because I feel like so oftentimes we go through things and we feel like the Lord is not there with us. We feel like He has left us, or He has abandoned us, or that He just doesn't care. And oftentimes we feel like no one cares when we are going through what we are going through, but God cares. He truly does. And just because you don't feel like He is there doesn't mean that He is not there. No matter what it feels like, no matter what it seems like, no matter what it seems to be, He is there. And I feel like oftentimes we need to be reminded that He is there in the midst with us, and that we are not alone even when we feel completely alone. And it's crazy because I really want to speak about this because, I still go through things too, while I encourage, while I uplift, while I motivate others, I still go through things too. But I feel like a lot of times it's all about our mindset and our way of thinking, and our faith. Do we have faith in the midst of what we are going through? Do we still believe in the midst of what we were going through? Because a lot of times, we only have faith when things are going good for us. When things are good for us, we're believing. But as soon as, we hit rock bottom, or we start going through things, we stop believing. Our faith deteriorates. We don't have any faith. But it's in the midst of you going through what you're going through that you still need to keep your faith. You still need to hold on to your faith. It's in the midst of you at your lowest moments. You still have to believe. You still have to believe that God is there for you, and that He is going to provide for you, and that He is going to make a way even when you feel like there is no way. God will make a way where there is no way. He will make a way out of nothing. And that's the type of God that we serve. That's the type of God that He is. He is mighty. There is nothing that is too mighty for the Lord. There is nothing that He cannot do. He can change your situation. He can change your circumstance. He can change everything for you. He can turn it around in an instant. In an instant, your circumstances can be turned around. So it's very important that you keep your faith. And sometimes I feel like we need to be reminded, that He is there for us. And something I want to share with you guys. So basically I just transitioned to a new state. And, when I transitioned, I thought okay, so I have a small business, and at the same time, I had to, all of my products and stuff that, I put up for sale and that I sell for another little side hustle to make me extra income right now. Because for those of you that don't know, I am a single mother of 2 children. And, while I am pursuing, my dreams and stuff, I still have to work a 9-to-5. I still have to work and make money at the same time while I'm still putting in work, while I'm still putting in effort, And, so basically I transitioned to a new state, and I was told that I was going to transfer, my job, and that everything was just going to go smooth for me. And sometimes, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I feel like sometimes when we go through things, we're at that vulnerable moment and that vulnerable time where the enemy knows that we're going through something, and he'll try to attack our mind to make us lose hope, to make us want to give up, to make us believe that nothing is going to work out, to try and attack our mind to just make us believe that God is not there for us, to get us distracted so that we're our mind is just full of clutter and chaos, so that we can't focus, so that we can't still pursue the things that we're supposed to be pursuing, so that we can't focus and do the things that we're still supposed to be doing. So I literally was recently dealing with some things, and this is why I want to come on here too and share a little bit. So I was told the transfer was going to go good, and it's like, okay, I spent my money already on the new apartment, the new place, the moving, the driving up here, food for the boys, you know, like just a whole bunch of things I've been spending my money on, turning on this, turning on that, getting this, getting that, you know. And basically I didn't, my job ended up, yeah, they accepted me here in the new state that I'm in, but now I'm told that I wouldn't be on the schedule for a whole complete 2 weeks because of the transfer. So I'm like, okay, 2 weeks, like, you know, I'm over here thinking like, okay, you know, I might get a little behind, and only because of the small business where I'm selling my products on, I had to leave all that stuff behind because I didn't have the money for the U-Haul to tote all my stuff up here. So I literally took what me and my boys needed in our car and brought my boys and just came here with just my car, and I had to leave everything behind. So during that time, you know, in the transition, it's like, okay, I haven't read my Bible in a week, you know what I'm saying? Like my prayer, I've been kind of slipping on that and getting behind. And it's like, it's the times when we distance ourselves from God. And I don't want to say like I was distancing myself from him purposely, but I was just feeling like, oh, I have so much going on and this and that. I wasn't putting in time to read the word. I wasn't putting in time to continue to, you know, stay consistent in my prayer life. So I was kind of falling off. And I feel like when we start to fall off, that's when, you know, we're such in a vulnerable place to where the enemy can easily just come upon us and attack us and attack our mind, you know. And so basically, like, all these things start like overwhelming me. Like, okay, I'm gonna be off work for 2 weeks, like, you know, oh my gosh, like, you know, everything's, you know, I'm gonna be getting behind on everything. Then I don't have my products. I had to leave all my products behind. Like, my store is temporarily closed right now, you know. I'm thinking of all these things, and, you know, I felt the presence of the Lord reassure me, like, you are okay. I am still there in the midst. I'm still there. Focus on me. Focus on me. Put your eyes on me. You know what I'm saying? Get back into the word. Keep praying. And I noticed that when I don't do that, it's when I feel attacked the most. Like when I feel my mind is just starting to, you know, doubt. I'm starting to, you know, like think of all these things, and a little bit of fear is creeping in. And, you know, and it's so crazy because, like, literally, I want to share you guys these dreams that I had. So literally, I had to get back into my word and start praying. And I literally was like, you know what? Let me get back into this Bible, because my mind is going all these different ways. Like, all these things are coming up. I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm thinking of all these things. And that's the strategy of the enemy. He wants to come in and create chaos in your mind. He wants you to believe that nothing is going to work out. He wants you to doubt. He wants you to fear. He wants you to feel discouraged. You know, he doesn't want you to be, you know, steadfast and firm in faith. He doesn't want you to believe that God is there throughout whatever you're going through. So, you know, I'm starting to think like, but then I'm like, okay, God's still there for me. But see, God has to, you know, reassure us sometimes, like, he is still there, but we have to, you know, focus back on him, because it's like, whose report are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the report of the Lord, that he says that he's going to bring you out, that he is there with you, that he will never leave or forsake you? Or are you going to believe the report of the enemy when he comes and tries to attack your mind and make you believe that God is not there, and that nothing is going to go right, and that everything is going wrong? And sometimes I feel like we have to remind ourselves that the Lord is there. He is there through our situation. He is there through whatever we are going through. And so basically, like, I started getting back into my word, reading and praying and feeling more better, you know. And I'm like, okay, like, you know, the worry's going away, the anxiety is going away, you know. Like, I had to get reconnected to him again. And it's crazy because, like, literally the night before last, I had these 3 dreams in a row, and I want to share these dreams. So the first dream that I had was, I don't know where I was, but it was somewhere outside. Like, it was like, I don't know, it was a nature atmosphere. Like, and basically what I was doing was I was running, and arrows just constantly being shot at me, just shot at me. Arrows kept being shot at me, and I couldn't see who was shooting the arrows at me. I couldn't see the person, but I just kept seeing the arrows being shot at me, and I kept blocking them, and I kept, like, you know, putting up things shielding the arrows from away from me. I kept jumping out the way and moving out the way so that the arrows wouldn't hit me. So no matter how many arrows kept, you know, getting to me, and then eventually at the end I got into like this dungeon, and it was like whoever was shooting the arrows at me, they kept trying to shoot it through like the dungeon, but I kept like piling rocks on top of rocks so that there was no hole to be able for the arrows to get shot at me. But the arrows were still going through the holes, through the rocks. But no matter how many times the arrows were shot at me, they could not hit me. They did not damage me. They did not, you know, like go in me. The arrows kept bypassing me no matter how many times. And I'm one of those where I write down my dreams in a journal, because I do believe that dreams have meanings, and I do believe that God gives us dreams for meanings, that sometimes he is trying to speak to us through our dreams, because he has, you know, done that in the Bible. You know, he has done that with, you know, I mean, Joseph, he gave dreams, you know, and Joseph was able to interpret dreams. So it's just so many things that I believe in. And, you know, I write down my dreams because I believe that they have meanings behind them. And a lot of them I do feel have meanings behind them. And so basically, no matter how many times the arrow kept coming at me, they could not hit me. And so I wrote that dream down and I started looking it up, trying to see if I could get an interpretation for that. And, then I'm going to tell you the second dream, and then I'm going to tell you the meanings of what I believe were these dreams. And then so my second dream was, after that, I literally went back to sleep that same morning, and it was three different dreams I had the same morning, and I woke up after each dream and went back to sleep, and I wrote them down. And then the next dream I had was basically I was inside of a store, and this particular dream I had because I already sell products. So this particular dream, I had all my products and everything, and it was like I had just picked up a load of all my products, and I literally went and parked my truck or U-Haul behind the store that I was going in, but I was going inside the store for one particular item. And when I went inside the store for that one particular item, they did not have that particular item, but it was like they were stalling me, like they didn't have the item. But I went to go, you know, up to the counter, and for some reason they like were holding my money. Like, I don't know, I don't know, it's kind of weird, like, because I don't know if I had already paid for that item and I was asking for another one, and they were trying to hold my money and tell me that they didn't have it. It was something in other words like that. So anyway, when they were out of the product, they were still holding my money, but I was like, you know, waiting for them to give me my money back for what I couldn't get, but what they took my money for. And they weren't trying to give it back to me. They just kept like stalling me. And I knew that I had to get out there to the back of my truck, because I was like, okay, you know, like I just know I have all my stuff in this truck, and I don't, you know if I'm in a safe like place to be having my truck parked this long. I was just trying to get in and get out. And basically they were stalling me for so long. By the time I got out and finally went to the back to go to see about my truck to drive off, there were like 4 people in the back of my truck, and they were all stealing things. Like most of my products were gone, and it was all I seen was like 3 men at first, like this, like stealing my products, and they were all in black, and black hoodies, all in black. Like, and all I know is when I turned the corner to see them, they all turned around at me and they looked at me and they started to flee. And then when they like started to move out the way and flee, it was one big gigantic man, and he was like, he had an evil face on him. He was laughing, kind of like grinning and like smirking, like, you know, like he stole everything from me, like, yeah, I got you. And then in the midst of him like smirking and like looking like he got me and just laughing with this evil look on his face, like he just ended up, it was like the earth opened up, and then he ended up, the truck and him ended up falling in, and it was like water, and he just like, everything went down underneath the water and he was consumed. And then like I seen it before my own eyes, and then I just like, the dream shut off. And then after that, the third dream that I had was I ended up, the same morning, I ended up you know, dreaming where I just like, I was outside in a nature area, like, I don't know, it was like a desert or something, but there were all these yellow big, humongous, gigantic snakes, but none of them were harming me. At first I was like fearful of them, because I was like, wow, like I've never seen gigantic snakes this big, and they were all yellow, and I didn't know what I was seeing them for, and I like was thinking automatically that they were going to attack me, but none of them did. Like, none of them attacked me, none of them bothered me. It was almost as if I was like, you know, going around the earth, like making sure that they weren't hurting people or that they weren't attacking people. And so anyway, when I looked up these 3 dreams, and let me see if I have my notepad real quick, because I know what I want to say for the first 2 dreams, but for the third one, I think I need to read that real quick. So let me go grab that. Let me see. Oh, it's right there. So So the first dream that I had, I literally felt like that was like, I really felt like in the dream that I was constantly trying to be attacked, but the person couldn't attack me. They couldn't take over. They couldn't, you know, like attack me how they wanted to. They couldn't like end me. They couldn't kill me. And I feel like, you know, like the enemy, you know, he's already been trying to attack my mind since I moved out here. And I feel like, you know, there's so many other people that are going through things and he's trying to attack their mind. But like, I feel like the Lord gave me that dream to tell me that no matter how much the enemy tries to attack me, no matter how much the enemy tries to come up against me, he will not have the end of me. He will not have the final say. Like, he will not be able to consume me, because the enemy's job is to only steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to steal, kill, and destroy us. You know what I'm saying? He does not want us to walk into the calling and the blessing that God has on our life. The enemy does not want that. He doesn't even want you to become a believer. He doesn't even want you to, you know, be aligned with, you know, Christ. He doesn't even want you to know your identity in Christ. And I feel like ever since I've been on this journey and transformation of like really seeking the Lord and growing and transforming myself, my life, and, you know, from the person that I used to be to now, and like developing a relationship with God and just like making him my main focus, and, you know, like in life, like I feel like I have been attacked so much. And like, even when I've been going through things, I've been like being attacked. And I just like, I feel like if that's happening to me, that's happening to someone else too. Like, you're being attacked. Like, the enemy is trying to come up against you and he's trying to attack you. He's trying to, you know, like devour you. He's trying to make you believe that he, you know, he's going to have the final say, but he is not. No matter how many times those arrows came up against me, not one of them ever touched me. Like, he can try to attack you as much as he wants, but he will not devour you. He will not conquer. You will be the conqueror at the end. You are more than a conqueror. No weapon formed against you shall even prosper. So even though the enemy tries to shoot his weapons against you, even though he tries to, you know, put his, you know, his whatever demons against you to try and pray against you, to try and attack you, to try to take over your life, it will not work. It will not work. And I really believe that was the meaning of my dream, that God was showing me that it is not going to work. And then my second dream, where I told you guys I seen the thief that was stealing from me, and the other guys fled. And then, like, you know, like the main one that looked at evil when we caught eye contact, and then when he was like laughing because he stole from, you know, like the devil has stole so much in my life, and the devil has stole so much in other people's lives. You know, he has stole from you. He has took from you. You know what I'm saying? He has destroyed so much in your life, but he will not have the final say. He will not win. He will be destroyed. He is going to be the one that is going to be consumed. You will not be destroyed. I wasn't destroyed in the dream. Like, I seen him stealing from me and he ended up being destroyed. So, you know, no matter how much like damage the devil tries to do to you in your life, he will not have the final say. He will not have the final say over your life. You will come out on the other side and he will be devoured. Okay, he is not going to devour your life. So, and the third dream that I had about the snakes is, when I looked it up, basically it said, so I wrote down the dream that I had, and when I looked it up, let me see where the interpretation said. Interpretation in spiritual dream. Interpretation: snakes often symbolize transformation, fertility, rebirth, and healing. Dreaming about a yellow snake may be an indication of positive changes that are coming your way. They represent personal growth, a fresh start, or an important life change that you'll soon undergo. That said, a yellow snake in your dreams might mean any of the following: wisdom in overcoming obstacles. A yellow snake in your dream could be a sign that you are learning to use your wisdom and intuition to overcome the obstacles in your life. It may also mean that you need to trust your intuition when making important life-changing decisions. Also, it can mean new beginnings and opportunities. The dreams could be a sign that you are starting or entering a new chapter chapter in your life, possibly one that offers exciting opportunities. Perhaps perhaps it's time to take some risks and move forward with something you've been wanting to do for a while, such as starting a business or pursuing a dream. The spiritual rebirth could herald a new life of blessings and abundance. If you've been feeling stagnant, dreaming of a yellow snake could mean that good things are coming your way. A surprising, life-changing events are on the horizon. If you dream of seeing a huge yellow snake, it can mean a big life event is about to happen, perhaps, or about to embark on a new journey or adventure. This dream is preparing you for it. The dream may be trying to tell you something unexpected, but positive will soon enter your life. So, you know, it's just like I wrote down all these meanings of like what I believe my dreams are for and what I believe my dreams are telling me. But like, so my dreams are like confirmation that like no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Like God has an abundant, like fulfilling, meaningful life ahead of me. And he has it for so many of you too. Like so many of you are going through so much and you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. You can't even imagine the blessings that God has for you when he brings you out. So whatever you are going through, your situation is temporary. Your circumstances are temporary. You know, like your problems are temporary. Like there is nothing that the Lord cannot bring you out from. He is able to bring you out, but you have to believe. You have to believe that he is going to bring you out. Don't get bitter in the midst of your circumstances. You know, don't give up on your hope in the middle of your circumstances. Like tell yourself, no matter what, that you are going to hang on, that you are going to believe, and that you know that God is going to bring you out. Because it is your faith that moves God. It is your faith that means everything to God. When you have the faith, I'm sorry guys, my phone is like, yeah. So when you have the faith, knowing that even in the midst of what you are going through, God is there for you and that he is going to work things out for you. Your faith is everything. Like when you have the faith of a mustard seed, the faith of a mustard seed could move mountains. This is in the Bible, guys. The faith, your faith, like guys, God is always there in the midst of our problems, in the midst of our circumstances. Like I was just reading in the Bible, Genesis, and right now I'm in Exodus, and I was just reading about Joseph. Where is it? Joseph. Yeah, Genesis 30. Let me see. Joseph is sold into slavery. It's going to be Genesis chapter 37. So I was just reading about Joseph, and it's so crazy because like sometimes you will pick up the Bible and you will read and you will feel like the Bible is speaking to you. Like it is your confirmation. Like, and like Joseph was in the pit for 12 years. He was in the pit for 12 years and God brought him out. His brothers sold him into slavery. Like his brothers threw him in a pit and sold him to the Ishmaelites. And the Ishmaelites went and took him to Egypt and sold him to Potiphar. And he was in the pit for 12 years. But God was with him in the pit for 12 years. He did not get bitter. He did not, disbelieve that God was not going to bring him out. He still kept his faith. He still believed, even in the midst of, his trials and tribulations, even in the midst of him being in the pit for 12 years, God still brought him out. And he still believed that God would, and God brought him out, and God blessed him abundantly above and beyond all measures. So you may be going through, situations and circumstances that you feel are not going to change. It may have been 5 years. It may have been 10 years. It may have been 12 years right now. You may be going on 12 years going through, burdens and, like obstacles and, like stressful life situations. You may be going through things, but God has a timing. He has a plan for everything. God knows the end. He knows the outcome. He knows when. He knows the timing. He knows when your life is going to change like this. He knows when he's going to turn your whole situation around. But you have to believe, and you can't give up. You cannot give up. So do not be discouraged. No matter what you're going through, I'm here to reassure you that he is on your side. I have been through so much. I have been through so many obstacles. I have been through so much in my life with my children, as being a little girl, dealing with so many things. And God has never left me. He has never left me. And his word tells me, and that's why it's so important that I stay connected to his word, because the word is God. And, like God's word, he reassures us so much confirmation in his word that he will never leave us, that he will never forsake us. And he won't. God is a man that God is not a man that he should lie. He is not a man that he should lie. He will keep his word. His word will never go void. So no matter what you are going through, just know that God is on your side and that he's going to bring you out, and that there's nothing that he cannot do for you in your life. There's nothing that he cannot change for you. There is nothing that he cannot do, absolutely nothing. And he can bless you above and beyond and exceedingly more than you could ever think of. Anything that the enemy has tried to take from you in your life, any, depression, any anxiety, any like trouble that he has ever tried to do to you in your life, like God can restore that. God can restore all the years, that the locust has eaten. Like God can restore all the years that you have been depressed, that you have been down and out, that you have been, whatever. God can restore those years. So keep your hope alive and know that God knows. He sees all and he is there with you. God bless you all. If you are new to my YouTube channel, I hope you like this message. I hope it encouraged you in any type of way. I hope it gave you confirmation or reassurance that God is there with you, that you are not alone with whatever you are going through. If you feel led to share this message with a friend or two, please do. And if you are new, go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss a video. Feel free to check out any of my other videos. And I love you guys all. Stay up, stay strong, and I will be praying for you all. And I will see you on the next video, okay? Mwah. Bye.